All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Growth Family Network. And you can see it's spring. We're a little bit behind on pruning, but hey, one of our good friends, actually Trinity Gardens, actually sent us a pruning package, and I told them that we would use it because we're like so far behind on pruning, almost to the point that I was thinking, man, maybe I should like forego pruning for this year and do it next year. But no, we got this in. We're gonna go ahead on and prune it since he's sent it to us. We actually bought this tree, what, Bells? Yesterday? Day before yesterday? A few days ago. And in order to get it in the car, we had to break the top because it was so tall. So we had to break the branches off. Not bad, because I was probably gonna cut it back anyway after we plant it. You can see it's still in the pot. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just trim it back to start off. We have a Pear Tree too. And this was a nice little kit that we sent us too. Check it out. All the bypass and pruners and everything. Straight cutters. I like these the most for some reason. The little curved ones. And the other ones is like these little small spots where you can't get in. But when you're working with like open spots where you can really get into the canopy, no problem. All right, here we go. So all I want to do is I was gonna cut these anyway when I planted them. I'm probably going to end up cutting them a little bit further down. But just give it a nice, ooh, that's a nice clean cut. A nice clean cut. This is the American Pawpaw. Right on top of that little node, just in case I don't do anything to it. So this is the American Pawpaw, and we're gonna plant this. We actually have a Collins Select Pawpaw in the back, so they have to have two so they can pollinate each other. So we end up finding this one at our local nursery, not even around the fruit trees. Crazy about this. This won't even be around the fruit trees. It was like, I don't know, it was by the bush trees way in the back. So it's kind of considered, people don't really eat them anymore. So I guess they kind of consider them what they call them, like a non-edible, not non-edible, what's the word for it, though? Like the cosmetics, when they just for looks. I can't think of the word, but somebody know the word. Ornamental, yeah. I guess they kind of consider them ornamental now. Now, this one, we only have this step ladder, so you got to think of how tall you want your trees to be. This is 2 years in the ground. It's getting super tall. Pears like to grow straight up. Getting super tall, and I'm like, do I want to harvest them that tall right now? I want to kind of cut it off, slow it down a little bit from just growing straight up, where then I got to get a ladder or a pole to pick. I want to just slow it down just a little bit. So I'm going to take these kind of like, I got a step ladder this high. That's kind of tall enough for me. I'm going to come up here and just cut it. You can take these and just graft them. She always fell, y'all. Just graft them onto another tree. And we might try this because we actually grafted a different kind on the other tree. So we kind of got a little multi thing going on back there. If they can start to root, you can use them immediately, or you can like put them in a refrigerator in a little Ziploc bag. So I'm gonna take them all around that same height. Perfect. I'm not gonna mess with these right now. And that's it. I really don't want to mess with the inside of it. You can come in here. Not really. Maybe this one is in the way. Kind of growing up, you can see it's already. So I'm gonna come right here and get this one. Right around that neck. You want to get close to that neck.
Choking.
Yeah. That gives it a little bit of space. But that's all. Don't see anything else that needs to be cut. I'm gonna leave this right here.
It's pretty.
Yeah. Looks like it's ready to produce already. So yes. I got it down a good bit, and it's gonna try to get it to bush out more. Not gonna mess with this one. This is an Shimer. And
it's an apple.
yeah, it's an apple. Didn't do anything for us last year, so I'm gonna watch it this year. This one here has already been pruned. The only thing with this one is I'm trying to get it to pull back because my branch is kind of turning. Because the sun is always that way, it's kind of pulling that way. So I want to try to pull it back a little bit more. If I wanted to cut one, I probably would cut this one. But what I really want to do is, instead of having it branch out in 3 trunks, I want to take this new branch and kind of bend it this year, kind of slowly bend it this way. And that way it'll kind of look like a 4 branch kind of trunk, so to speak. But I'm not gonna mess with that one because it really doesn't fruit heavy yet. And the branch, you can see I got it cleaned out kind of in the middle a little bit. I'll wait till it kind of grows up a little bit more. Most people probably would take this one off and this one off to keep everything from in the middle. Not gonna do that just yet. So this is our row of apples here. Apples are hard to keep up with. They're hard to keep pruned right. So many suckers come out the bottom. And this was our actual first planting on this property. The hard thing is, when I planted this, I think I planted a little too low, a little too deep. Let me take this from around here. And it was high, but over the course of time, looked like let's show you what I'm dealing with. You can see how these are coming out. You want to make sure, I believe this is the main tree, but it's so, you can see how low it then fell into the ground as opposed to the soil. It's really low. I think that's why these apple trees are suffering. But we can kind of clean it up a little bit. Maybe I want to take out, turn it to a bush, but I can't use these because they're so hard. So I'm glad that this is my first time using these, but he sent us some kind of like a saw for these tree branches. Now what I want to do, I kind of saw a few videos, and what they would do is, if you got a branch that you want to take out, you don't want to rip it or ruin it, come up a little bit higher and take the branches off up top. Okay, take the branches off up top, and that'll give you less strain when you're getting ready to cut on these branches at the bottom. I want to get in, and I don't want to cut the rest of the tree. Get up here. Well, I'm gonna get right above the neck. Got a good angle. Tried to get a good angle. And then I'll come and put some wax on that. Help it kind of heal over. And the rest of it, like I said, if you got an apple that you want to graft to, I don't really have any that I want to graft to. The rest of it, you kind of want to start looking at those ingrowing type of branches. I'm gonna cut, look like I got a little bud right there. I don't really have anything on here left that's crossing. They're not really crossing inside. So now you can kind of look at it. If I can pull it up, and I mean, look like I got it way too low. You see that?
Yes.
That's really low. And that's probably why this tree is actually the smallest tree and it's suffering. This one here is another one. I kind of want to keep them down a little bit more, kind of thicken them up at the bottom. So I go in and you're looking at these crossing branches. I just want to Probably this whole one I probably want to take out. So you're just looking at it, trying to open it up a little bit. These I probably can get to come out here. So they're not really crossing. This one here is inside. These are just on the outside of here. Maybe these. Now some of these I don't want to mess with because I'm seeing a few little fruiting spurs on them. You can see right here how they kind of sticking out. Your little fruiting spurs start to stick out. Here, here. I don't want to mess with them. And the tree's not big enough to hurt itself, so I can let it go and see if I can get something else. You might want to come down here on it. Anything that's coming up down here, come around your tree. Removing this grass, but you're looking for these that's coming up out the ground. You see how these are coming up out the ground? You don't want any suckers coming up out the ground. That's the ones you want to get rid of. They'll take over all the nutrients from the tree. So I like to just cut them as best I can. Cut them off at the ground and cover them so they can die out. But that looks good. Like I say, it's a smaller tree. Oh, I got the cleaners in my hand. Next one is the one I thought this tree here, this branch, was actually coming out of the ground like a sucker, but it's actually not. Let me move this away from around it. Another tree looks like, I don't know if it's from me putting in more soil as the time, because I used to mulch these heavy. So I'm thinking maybe the mulch actually, I didn't think they was this high at first. Maybe the mulch actually kind of made it kind of, what you would call it?
Up.
Yeah, the mulch got high and it kind of drowned it or covered the top of it. But the same principle applies. I still want this one off. You see how this one is coming up all the way through my tree? I cut off the top piece. It was actually a bigger piece, but now I want to go down here and really get that off. I'm gonna come right, and you can see this collar. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about when I say the collar. You can see how this collar is right here. And what you wanna do is, yeah, you don't want that to root. I'm gonna come down and cut right under that collar. And they say when you cut by the collar, it makes it easier for it to I should have cut up on that one. It makes it easy. I didn't want that little slit to slit down. That was kind of, yeah. And that was one of the things too. See all that little slit? Didn't want that, I just wanted a clean cut. But now the same rule applies. You want to go up in here, inside the middle, and anything you see that has a potential for coming up this middle, you want to take it out. So I see a few of them. Got a whole bunch that's up in here. And you just want to just start removing them. This is doing well. I like the way it's bushing. It's giving me a good good bushing feel. I probably want to tip some of these tops. Kind of shorten it up a little bit. The ones that are just growing too tall. And that'll help the tree stop growing up and get it to start bushing out even more. Easier to do these cuttings too when they're smaller. Get everything coming out. So you want all your branches coming out this way as you're walking around your tree. I got all my branches are following me to the outside of the tree. The ones that are going in, like here, we'll take those off. Just keep the ones that are falling this way. I got one more coming in right there. Right here. Kind of want to, one more thing you can do too. You see how you have buds? Some buds are facing this way, some buds are facing that way. If you want a branch to grow out towards you, you would come, just I would come right here, try to find a bud that's growing my way, and cut right above that bud. That way this branch should bud out and it should come toward me since that bud is facing this way. But everything else seems to be nice and growing kind of either straight up or out to the side, besides this one. I don't want to take, that's the last one I'm going to take. See if we can cut that one off. Even though it is kind of, I'm going to leave it because there's nothing over here. It is kind of falling out this way. I'm going to leave it. And we got one more.
Yes. Woo-hoo.
I don't prune my citrus trees because they need more leaves because they're evergreen. They need more leaves during the winter time, so I don't want to take anything off. This one here, I'm going to come here and just take off just a couple of these branches.
Persimmon.
Remember, so you want to use some clean shears. The only reason, I started with clean shears. I don't really disinfect between different trees unless we're doing some cutting where the trees are diseased. But these trees aren't diseased. So, just looking in here. And I think I could let these go. Just a couple of them that was kind of pointing in. And I'll let these go and grow and see what it produces. And next year, it gets a little bit bigger, you have more time to prune. Lastly, your pruning is dead branches. This tree actually took a big hit the last 2 years. So we got a lot of dead branches on here. And sometimes the trees still be feeding nutrients to these dead branches. So what you want to do is, you want to take them off. And you can tell the ones that got a little bit of life to them and the ones that just don't have any life. I'm gonna get in here. Hard too. Really dead. And I'm holding up on it while I'm cutting it. But you can see that that's not a piece of green in sight on that.
It's not focusing.
Oh, it's not focusing. That's all right. Here's another one. Last one Still cutting from the top to the bottom because I'm too lazy to cut up. But, and I got another one, 2 more down here. So let me cut these smaller ones while I'm in here. These are also dead as well.
You get a lot to the top end.
Just dead sticks, yeah. This one here is dead. Those are dead.
Good.
Let's see if I can cut this one. It also makes the tree look a little bit better when you get rid of those dead branches. Let me cut up from the bottom. Stop being lazy.
Careful.
Right along that collar. That'll cut. See how it doesn't rip off the bottom when you cut up? It just gives you a clean cut. Like this one. These little teeth. These little teeth don't like these loquat trees. Let me see if this one's small enough to just cut it off.
Probably. Oh. They are strong.
This one looks like it's still
They're still
alive.
alive.
This one's dead.
Hey.
This one's dead. These alive?
Yes. The other one is not. And the
Which
one
one?
that you, by your hand.
This
No,
one?
that's it. That's already that's still alive.
This
Yeah,
one.
that one.
This one cut.
Remember, I have tried to cut it with a shear,
Yeah.
but they are hard.
Yeah, those look like they're dead too.
Yes, them too. Yeah, this one.
All three of these are dead on this side. And this will give the plant, when they see those are dead, it should make them wanna cut slow when I'm getting up to the top. Don't wanna hurt the tree.
You got it. Good job.
And these two have to come on. I mean, this one took, and this was our best tree as far as taking a cold. And maybe it just year after year, it got kind of like it just didn't want to take it anymore. We're not going to take it.
That's nice.
Yeah. But you can see how it's just, oh man, they can't handle that. Cut it at an angle too, just in case you don't get around to putting the wax or something on it to cover it. So that, like they were saying, you know, take off some of that top piece, and that way when you cut this part,
You don't heat.
you don't have to worry about it kind of breaking at the bottom. Like that. This one looks like it got some green on it.
You sure?
Yeah, look down here. So
Probably gotta cut that one.
come up right here.
Alright.
It might shoot out something right there.
Yes. Now our tree will feel a little bit better.
Now it's gonna feel better because it looks better. And it'll start sending some branches out this side. This side is bare now.
Yeah.
It'll start sending y'all some branches. So, yeah. That's all our trees. All our trees in the back are real young, so no need to prune. These are the only ones that actually needed some pruning. And I think we did it. I think we did it today.
Yes.
Looks good. So, got a few more little dead pieces now.
And also it got a little fruit, like some of them has few fruit that came back.
Oh.
But before the polar vortex, this was full of flower and fruits.
Yep, it was nice. It was nice. But is it holding any fruit? Maybe? Is it
Yeah,
one?
one. I got two over
Couple
here.
here.
Couple.
So we're gonna get a little taste. This should have been our
Yes.
second year fruiting.
But it's gonna be our first time to
Yeah,
finally
actually
like
taste.
taste the fruit from it.
If the birds don't get those.
Yes.
But hopefully next year it'll get stronger and stronger, and eventually the bigger it get, the less the cold will affect it. So that's it, y'all. Thank y'all for watching the Grow Farming Network. Not much more to do than hang outside you can see we got a whole bunch of stuff going on. So
Yes.
getting ready for spring, trying to keep that grass down, all that good stuff. Thank y'all for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care of your fruit trees. They'll take care of you. Peace.